everybody. I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
This is Riggle's Picks. You want to just dive in, D?
There's only one way to do this. When you have the caliber.
Let's go.
You have the caliber guest we have today, and I say guest with an S on the end of it. It's multiple. This is the first time.
I know, multi-guest.
Oh, God, I don't know how to handle this. We've got some special people on today.
Break it down.
All right. Well, we've got somebody who's very, very well known, very multi-talented, very successful, very handsome, and his name's Joe Mulvihill.
Yep.
Yay, Joe!
We have another person who you may or may not have heard about. He's had a little singing career, and he's been on a couple little TV shows. You might know him. His name's Joey Fatone.
Hey, Joey Fatone!
Dude, so...
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Joey, it's good to see you again.
Hey, man, good to see you. My pleasure. It's, our paths have crossed many, many times. Both of our paths have crossed.
I know.
All switch around to Rooskies.
We all get caught up in each other's universe every now and then.
And we're here. Yeah.
We are a real-life Venn diagram right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I do.
Okay.
It's where the circles overlap one another.
That's exactly. We're in the center of the Venn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just freaked you out again.
You tried to play me.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
So
smoked.
So let's establish who's who here. Joey, you are a performer, singer, dancer, actor, MC, host, good time friend, great dancer.
You say actor.
I did.
Okay. I thought you skipped
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And Joe, you make sure that Joey doesn't fall off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah. Right. I don't screw things up.
Correct. So yes, Joe is Joey's manager.
Well, fantastic.
And let's just be real, and we'll be real honest. We were filming today. It was sort of a last-minute film because of schedules. Yeah. So we said, hey, who are we going to get for guests? I started calling people in my phone. I hit up Joey. He said,
awesome.
He said, I'm so down to do it. He was on a plane coming back from Greece.
I was in Greece, yeah.
And this is the
you.
kind of guy he is. At the last minute, he said he'd do it, and he's keeping his word, which is awesome. Then I'm also friends with his manager, Joe, and I told him, hey, Joey's going to do the podcast. Do you want to be on as a guest, separate? Yeah. Because I've golfed with Joe, I've hung out with Joe, and the stories he has are mind-bending and awesome. Yeah. But he said no. And I said, okay. He said, I'd rather be on the one with Joey to make sure that he doesn't tell lies. That's what he said.
Which is so far from, he likes to embellish things, as we like to say.
So,
I'm a manager, dude. I got to sell you. I got to embellish.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I would imagine that as a total reversal. I would think.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want a little bit of a backstory, me and him actually worked together when I moved from New York, Florida, working at Universal Studios at 16, 17 years old. Me and Joe worked together at the venue called the Beetlejuice Graveyard Review Show.
What?
Wait a minute.
In Orlando.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so what was your role?
I got to know all about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was the werewolf. And go ahead, Joe. Why don't you tell me who you were, sir?
I was Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. And Joey was the werewolf, and Wayne Brady was Dracula.
Stop.
Yeah, Wayne Brady was Dracula, and bunch of people from that. It's crazy because Orlando, Florida is where we grew up. I went to high school. I was 5-6 years before Joey. But in our high school, Wayne Brady was in my class. Johnny Damon, the baseball player, was a freshman.
I play golf with Johnny.
Yep. DJ Khaled was in Joey's class.
All the same high school. AJ Brzezinski, White Sox.
No way. What high school was this again?
Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando.
Public.
Luis Fonzi. Despacito. I was in an a cappella group with him.
Wait a minute. All of you came from one spot?
Yes.
Yeah. Within a 5-year span.
Interesting span. People even from Broadway. His kid Tony Asbeck and James Michael Scott, who's the genie right now in Aladdin.
And the school's called Dr. what?
Dr. Phillips.
It's an area in Orlando, Dr. Phillips. Yeah.
Right
by
Phillips.
Windermere, which everybody knows from Tiger Woods, which is like 3 miles from there. So that's kind of Universal Studios.
If you want to be like Tiger Woods.
Yes, you get it. You get it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy how we all started. We all dreamed of these crazy dreams. And Joey started in a band, a group that Backstreet Boys were starting in Orlando, and they were kind of taking off with 1 or 2 songs, and they put together this band. And Joey was still working at Universal Studios. Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC was working at Universal Studios. Yep. And Joey used to play songs, and I used to be like, "This is never going to make it, dude. But good luck." I mean, that's really what we all thought. And he went to Europe. Well, actually, let me just tell you, they of like practiced and practiced and practiced for probably a year and a half,
Yeah.
going nowhere. When I mean nowhere,
Singing the same 4 songs.
Singing the same 4 songs. They get a phone
Jeez.
call. They go to a phone call to go to Germany to do a showcase. And they were so prepared and so unbelievably tight after those 4 songs for over a year that they crushed it and they got a record label. And he came home and none of us believed it. We were like, whatever, dude, whatever. And that was kind of the start. He took off and he went to Germany for probably 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And me and his mom were the only 2 at the airport when he came back. And he came back with a jacket that said NSYNC. And he's like, you have
Like,
no idea.
people really like it.
They like us over. Yeah, they like us. I'm like, dude, there's nobody here but me. And I only came to bring mom.
Wait, so the first deal you got, Joey, was in Germany?
In Germany, we got signed to BMG in Germany, which was the GAS territory. So all we really kind of traveled for about almost 2.5 years was Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. It kind of bounced around. There was a rapper named DJ Bobo who we opened up for many, many years ago, who was very big in the GAS territory. So yeah, that's kind of how we kind of broke into it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
I mean, that's what
nice.
people never see the story or hear the story behind the ascension.
No,
the grind.
We just see the cool dance
grunt work
moves
and the time in the trenches and the hours and the months and the days of touring and sleeping on buses and shitty hotel rooms and
we were rehearsing almost like for 2.5 years prior to in 1995 when I kind of joined the group. All the way up until about 97, we didn't even have a record deal, and we were literally rehearsing the same songs in this sweaty ass warehouse that Luke kind of had while he was kind of helping out Backstreet, and they were doing their thing. They were kind of like pushing us to the side, but telling us, all right, go rehearse, and never got a record deal. We're like, what the hell are we doing? We're sweating our asses off doing these same 4 songs, and then finally, like I said, got the big break, signed over to Germany, was over there, and then came over to the States. I think we were signed with RCA right around 97, 98-ish, I think, when we came over to the States, and that's kind of what it
So is that when you caught fire then, 98 time frame?
Yeah, it was basically, there was a TV show called, it was a show on the Disney Channel called In Concert, and they were taking artists, and they were doing these performances in front of, like, the Epcot Ball, in front of the Magic Kingdom. This one was in front of the Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood Studios here in Orlando, Florida. And what it was basically kind of like this show. We were nobodies at the time, but the only link that they had was JC and Justin were on the Mickey Mouse Club, which was connected to the Disney Channel. So they were like, hey, kind of like this new group, 2 of the guys from the Mickey Mouse Club. It's called, In Concert with NSYNC. So it was one of the concerts, and it freaking blew us up like to no end, which was great. And the funny side and the backstory.
Here's why I'm here. I was going to say, tell that story.
Backstreet Boys were supposed to do it, and they turned it down. They were very busy doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they were like, yeah, give it to those guys in sync. What's going to happen?
Amazing.
So they do something like Backstreet Boys. Thanks, guys. Anything you turn.
Hey, so a question, Joey. When you're rehearsing in this sweaty warehouse and no deal, right, for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
You're just going on blind faith.
What keeps you motivated? Because I got to figure that you or 2 or 3 or all 5 of you at certain points are just going, what the fuck are we doing? Like, how do you find the motivation to keep going?
You know what? I think it was just the hunger just to perform for me, really was to be creative in that sense. And I think, funny enough, that when we were doing that for a while and didn't get a record deal, JC actually auditioned and was starting to work with me and Joe at the Beetlejuice show. He literally got casted. And just as he was about to do one of his first shows, we actually signed a deal and left to go to Germany right when that happened. Right. So crazy enough that we were, sitting around going, what the hell? After a while, it was the same thing. We were going, what the frick are we doing? We're busting our asses, singing the same damn songs. We sang in a freaking, a Phillies, a training day. We did a Predators football game. Okay, we're singing national anthem. They yelled at us, told us to go freaking back to church. They were booing us. It was crazy.
Right.
So I was like, what are we doing? And then finally, like I said, what happened was BMG, Backstreet Boys left BMG and signed with Jive Records. And when that happened, BMG did not have any kind of boy band. So when they left, BMG went to them. Actually, our manager was repped by, of course, Backstreet and NSYNC. And they went, okay, well, we have Backstreet Boys, but we also have this group called NSYNC. Why don't you come and check them out? They came to Orlando, Florida. They went and saw us. It was 2 guys from Germany, 1 guy from America. They literally said to us, two of the guys from Germany said, we'll see. The other guy from America said, drop Lance, get a black guy, put him in the group. So it was almost like a Color Me Bad situation they wanted. And we were like, well, this is our boy. We're with him, and we started with him. It's
exactly.
this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they said, never work. German guy said, we'll give you a call. We'll let you know in a couple of months. 2 weeks later, they actually called us up, and we were flying to Germany, like literally the week after that. And then they started doing like all this press stuff, trying to start singing, did recordings with Max Martin, and did the First I Want You Back, and then also like Bye 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 and Turn On My Heart and all that stuff. So,
That's amazing.
So where along the line? So Joe, you were a performer, right? Mulvihill.
Yeah, Joe was performing with me.
You were a performer, and where along the line did you say,
Carry
you know
my
what?
bags?
Yeah.
Well, no, where along the line did Mulvihill, you go, you know what? I see more, you wanted to go on the other side of the business, managing.
Okay, so I was a performer. Now it sounds cheesy saying Beetlejuice, but I traveled the world for Universal Studios. Like and Joey knows, I was the highest paid entertainer of all time at Universal Studios. Like I'm not kidding. I traveled everywhere. It was unbelievable. So these punk kids putting this band together, I was like, really, guys? I was a part of a team that were the first guys ever in Orlando to throw a T-shirt out at a basketball game. So we had a side business that we were traveling all over the world as interactive entertainment. So I worked for the Chicago Bulls. So I had no time for this boy band crap. I was like, you know who I am? I'm Beetlejuice.
I'm Beetlejuice.
I'm Beetlejuice. Don't say it 3 times.
Right? Exactly. So Joey comes home, says, hey, man, I think the guys want you to come work, because they knew I was doing a lot of stuff in sports and I was doing all these things. And I'm like, dude, I'm killing it right now. I'm not doing this little cheesy-ass boy band shit. And he showed me a video. It was a VHS tape. VHS tape.
Yeah.
And the bus was rocking and all these girls were singing their songs. And I was like, Joey, this is like real. Like, this is really happening. And he was like, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. And about a month later, they said, hey, would you mind helping out? I started as their assistant.
Wow.
So I went traveling the
And
world.
I even said, though, too, right before that, too, I was like, listen, he's my friend, and I've known him for a long time. I said, if he fucks up this job, I'm sorry, and I apologize. So don't look at me like it's my fault, so don't fire. So I literally had I stepped out, and I said, you guys vote. If you guys want him here, great. But don't freaking blame me if he sucks at his job. So.
You did not vouch for your friend, and rightly so. I get that.
Yeah.
He told me that. No, he told me that. He said, hey, in a meeting, just so you know, I told him, don't hire him, because, they all kind of knew me and knew what I did. But the craziest part was, when I started working with them, I saw the rise of it. I saw the momentum and everything. And I kept thinking, and I started watching things in the entertainment business. And you guys will both understand this. I was like, holy shit, man, if you just call people back, you're better than everyone else.
You're not wrong.
Shit.
You're not wrong.
And I was like, I make 2 phone calls and I get a deal cut. Like, I kind of dig this.
Yeah.
So I stopped the interactive sports. I stopped working at Universal Studios. I went full time with them. And that kind of changed my trajectory in the entire music and entertainment business.
Okay, so I got a couple questions. This is, by the way, thank you guys. This is fascinating.
This is awesome.
I love this stuff. So I want to go. First thing, I want to go back, and then we're going to go forward. So first, let's go back. The Beetlejuice show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're the werewolf.
Yep.
And you are Beetlejuice. What does that look like? What is the show? I mean, is it a 15-minute like theater piece, or is it a sketch?
Yeah, it's a 20-minute theater piece at Universal, 4 to 5 times a day. Music.
4 to 5 times a day. You're doing 4 or 5 shows a day.
20-minute. It was a 20-minute show, 25-minute show.
Yeah, and it was good. It had pyro, had elevations. It was
basically what it was. It was the Universal monsters from Universal. So that would be the Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, Phantom of the Opera, and Wolfman. And Beetlejuice transforms them into rock stars. So then what they did, the original cast and the original music, which was really cool, is they took old songs and changed the words around to fit the characters. Okay. So they would sing, like, for instance, the Bride of Frankenstein would sing, "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman."
Okay.
Got it.
That kind of thing. And it was great. Right. It was fun. Again, 16 years old, running around in a werewolf costume.
Yeah.
But understand, understand, it wasn't like Spirit Halloween costumes. I mean, Rick Baker, who did the makeup for the Beetlejuice, came to Universal and had his people, like, it was real. I had a prosthetic. I mean, it was no joke. It was super high end. At that time, nobody's ever done anything like that at a theme park. I mean, was it one
of those things too where, like, did you ever pick somebody from the audience to be part of the show? The reason I mentioned that is I went one time, we went to, I don't know, an amusement park of some sort, and they grabbed my dad and my sister out of the crowd as we were walking in. They said, "Do you want to be part of the show?" And they took my dad backstage for like 20 minutes, and they put him in a green face, and he became Frankenstein. And my sister became Bride of Frankenstein.
Amazing.
And they didn't give him much lines. Like all he had to do, my dad, all he had to do was go, "Rrr." That's all he had to do, and pick up a chair that was on a remote control, like on a robot, and she was in it or whatever. So that was it. But I thought it was the craziest thing I ever saw. So did you ever use?
Yeah, Universal did a lot of interactive stuff like that. For our show, it wasn't so much like that. But however, Beetlejuice did go into the crowd and mess with people before the show started going. So it was a little bit. It was a little bit of audience participation, but not so much of that. But Universal at that time, back in the day, they had a lot like Earthquake. They had a lot of like audience participation stuff. But for some reason, I think people
I've seen
wacky.
some of the shows. I've seen some of the shows at other places like Universal where they do the Water World, and with the stunt guys, and you're like the production quality. You're like, oh, this is real. This is amazing. They have pyro and they have people doing stunts and they have all kinds of stuff. So. That's fascinating. I love the fact and the lineup they had. I mean, these are all future stars.
Yeah. It's amazing. What's your future question?
Okay. So now we're back. Now we're in 1998. You've killed it in Central Europe, Germany, Austria. They're all loving it. When was the moment you were in the States and you looked around and you thought, "Oh snap! It's on."
When we did the Jay Leno show. The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. When we did that,
that's when you felt it.
And usually when you perform too, you don't get a chance to sit on the couch. And for some reason, they had time where we performed and we sat on the couch and he talked to us for a little bit, which was kind of unheard of, like out of the gate, especially unknown artists per se or new coming artists. You don't talk to them. Yeah. So it was one of those things where we sat down like, this is pretty freaking cool. Like,
Who did the talking?
When I felt like I made it.
Who did the majority of the talking for you guys that night?
You know what? It honestly, whoever kind of chimed off, we kind of went round robin. We really did. Whoever and again, we were so already kind of well oiled that anytime people asked us questions, we knew, sometimes it was like, oh, who started? It would like, look at Chris. All right, Chris, talk about it.
Right.
Together. JC, if it's anything about writing, talk about that. Or Justin, talk about that. So we kind of knew everybody what everybody should say and do kind of sort of at that time. So
it probably gave you a chance to show your personalities, not just your music. A
little bit. It was always when you, especially as a new group, and you're kind of dressed in sync. We kind of dressed alike a little bit. So it was really weird for us, but we try to do, again, as people saw us, they get to see our personalities as we've gotten older, especially even now. Back in the day, it was kind of like, oh, you're that guy from NSYNC. Now it's more obviously, oh, you're Joe. People actually know the names and identify. I don't know, for some reason when you were younger, I think so many boy bands were there. They kind of got confused and they kind of welded together, if you will.
So out of you two, this is the real question. Who's a better dancer?
Joey. 100%.
100%.
Who's a better singer?
Joey, 100%. No question.
What are you doing? What are these questions?
I'm just trying to figure out how he got the lead in Beetlejuice over him.
He was quick. He's quick-witted. Very quick-witted.
Yeah,
very smart, very fast.
I like that.
Basically,
he can retain lines. I probably can. I'm like soup du jour.
Your brain got you the gig.
Joey used to say all the time that for whatever reason, Beetlejuice was just me, my personality, and makeup. That's all. That wasn't really acting.
Dude, I totally get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
God, they modeled Beetlejuice after you.
Yeah. No, but seriously, both of you, for Rob and you, Darren, the one thing that nobody ever sees with Joey is the rehearsal for over a year and a half. He said 2 years, but he's right. He knows more than me. It was about a year and a half, 2 years. The constant almost breakup, replace a guy with somebody else. Then they go to Germany. Then they come here, and their song hits the charts, and it comes in, and then it starts going backwards. And then they get the opportunity a week before the Disney Backstreet bails. They jump in. They're so well-oiled machine. They're so polished. They show up on Disney, and their career takes off. Joey says all the time, if it wasn't for Disney and us constantly trying to do it, I would be loading this plane right now with bags. Remember that, Joe? I looked over and he goes, that would be me loading the bags on the plane if it wasn't. And that's not an insult. What he's saying is he really had to grind it and work it and never give up. Now, he was young, and he didn't know any better, but all they do is, no, seriously, like they didn't have egos. They were just like, let's
think about how crazy it is, too. Every time we tried something kind of failed a little bit. Like, meaning, like, we were in Germany, Austria, Switzerland. Then when we came to the UK, we were about to blow up in the UK. Princess Diana passed away, and that was the same weekend of the releasing of our album.
Oh,
so that,
terrible timing.
It was just terrible timing.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we're not going to touch UK. That's not really, we want to just stay our quiet and kind of skadoosh.
Yeah.
So that's why we skipped that whole thing and then came into the States and blew up there as well.
Were you guys? I was gonna ask. Were you guys as popular in Europe as Australia, as the States, as Canada? Was it even around the globe?
It was growing as we were making it definitely into the States too. It grew even bigger. Again, where certain times back in the day, there was no Spotify. There was not a lot of things that were streaming where you have all these massive different now genres of music from different countries. But back in the day, it was an import.
Right.
Sometimes you couldn't even get the NSYNC album unless you bought it from an import and brought it from Germany over to the United States. Now you can just, download it pretty simple on Spotify. But it was definitely over sections as it grew. I'm saying like Germany, Australia, Switzerland, like I said. And then for some reason, like Asia, we were very popular. And then when we came into the States, weirdly enough, mostly around Texas and like California. For some weird reason, we were very large in there in Chicago area. But nobody else really kind of knew who we were. And slowly the States and everything just kind of started spreading like wildfire. It's pretty interesting.
Wow.
That's a fascinating.
They got so big. They got so big in the States.
Oh, yes.
But they didn't go back. The one thing Backstreet did that was so smart, and Joey knows this, they always went back to Japan and went to Australia. And NSYNC never did that because once they broke in Germany and came to the States, they had so many opportunities after that Disney special. That's when everything took off, that for like a 2 or 3 year cycle, everything was in the States to the point where we're like, oh, let's go to Japan. And from business side, which couldn't because everything in the States was so hot and so crazy. And I remember the one time we did go out of the country was Rock in Rio down in Rio. Rock in Rio in Rio. Went down there and they performed in front of like 350,000 people.
My
Brittany
gosh.
was on before them. And Joey remembers this. I'm on the side of the stage like a fan because right beforehand they were like, they're not going to know our music. They're not going to know our music. We're going to get booed. They were nervous. Like all 5 of them.
Because we didn't know.
This is when they're huge. This is when their album was the biggest album of all time. Huge. And they're petrified to go on stage. They walk on stage, 2 notes in. The crowd is so loud that we all feel on the stage.
The sound?
Noise,
it was like, you're all
us
I
all
ever
back.
wanted. You're all I ever needed. So tell me what to do now. And then in that concert, there's a break. But usually it goes, I want you back. And it went, I want you. And it was just like, what the hell? It was just like, we all sit there like, holy shit.
That's nuts, dude.
Feel it, yeah.
Joey said he saw me hide behind a speaker, shaking.
I looked over at the camera and he's like, what the fuck? Screaming. And you look at him like, I don't. It's one of those weird moments, surreal, overwhelming moments that are like, is this really like, are we really doing this? People are really singing back at us like this?
Well, I'm sure when you have a wall of sound, when you have that many people singing your song back into your face and it reverberates through your chest, there's no denying it at that point. You just got to celebrate the big win that is.
It's one of those, you get emotional. We did during that time at Rock in Rio, there's one part where we were like, all right, put your hands in the air for, I think the song was This I Promise You. Yeah. And the amount of the heat, though, of the energy that you can feel from everybody, it was like so emotional. It was one of those moments, like, when Michael Jackson did he starts crying and stuff like that. It literally hits you like that. It's that emotional. You're just like, what is going on? Like, why am I feeling this? Is crazy. The energy. I think Joey McIntyre said it best from New Kids, where it's like a 747 jet engine blowing at you, like that feeling of like just the overwhelm. It's amazing. It's a crazy feeling.
Well, I would imagine not many people that have lived on this planet have ever felt that. So that's a pretty
they don't.
You probably are in a very small fraternity where you want to share that with someone, but there's only a handful of you guys who really know what that feels like.
Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Joe, when I threw his ass on stage, literally stand there, go feel that. Look at that. Screaming.
Did you?
Well, I didn't care. You want people to feel that. You got to come and check this out.
He's like, I'm in management now, bro. I don't do that.
No, bro. I walked on the stage because I was emotional. It was jaw dropping to me that these 5 guys who never gave up and hustled and grinded, and I'm a part of them in some capacity, a very small capacity, but I'm a part of it. And I am standing on that stage, and I'm at Rock in Rio with them, and all of us. Everybody in their camp, nobody was really seasoned. It was just a bunch of good people together enjoying a run. So they think that's the personality that people saw from NSYNC is, man, those guys are always having fun. I think it was all of us were like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like we all felt like we were a part of this crazy snowball. So that was an emotional moment for me too that night at Rock in Rio. I was literally screaming on stage at them. Holy shit! They're laughing. It was jaw dropping.
Well, that's another cool aspect to NSYNC is, you know, you guys aren't just musicians, not by a stretch. I mean, I've worked with you, Joey. I've worked with JC, and I haven't worked with Justin, but I've obviously met him several times. But I've gotten to see all you guys are so capable on so many different fronts. If you know, music being one of the lanes that you guys had tremendous success in, you have also, Joey, gone on to do a lot of acting. Where do you want to keep? What path do you want to keep pursuing? Veterans United is committed to turning the dream of home ownership into a reality for veterans and military families. Hey everybody, I'm Rob Riggle, and I've been partnered with Veterans United for the last 5 years. With more than 500,000 VA loans closed and a passion for service, they are the #1 VA lender in the nation. Experience, integrity, excellence, and dedication. That's what you get with Veterans United. So please, visit veteransunited.com and start your journey home.
You know what? Wherever the wind takes me is what I like. I like right now in the age that I am, the career in the spot that I kind of am, it can go either way. You know, that's the fun part about it. You know, I mean, in the works of even just talking about even doing like, kind of like a Christmas album just for fun. It's not like I'm not trying to be #1 on the charts. I'm not trying to make the #1 movie. Same thing. If there's a script or something that's fun and I enjoy it, why not? Let's do it. It's that kind of thing for me right now. I'm enjoying what I've been doing. You know, again, I think all of us right now, you know, have been at the age now where we're kind of like, you know what? I really know what I want and what I don't want. And when I really like the people that I want to work with and have fun, let's just do it. And that's kind of what we've been doing. Me and Joe have been throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, we did, you know, from coming up with a concept a while back of like a Rat Pack idea many moons ago to kind of coming up with an idea when we were in Vegas with Wanya Morris, you know, Nick Carter, AJ, and myself doing this kind of show with all boy bands, you know, and all the way now evolutioning and moving now to where me and AJ from Backstreet are doing shows and tours together, you know, making a whole business that we would have never thought in a million years we would ever do. You know, where the hell does this come from? You know, so again, we like to throw shit on the wall, honestly, and see what sticks. And it's been great.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think working with Joey, I want to add on that is that, and I think this is important for everybody to know, is everything is we with him. It's never I. It's always like, yo, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do? And it makes you feel not only a part of it, but it makes you want to fight for him. As much as he could be annoying and ridiculous sometimes, you want no.
Oh no, I know all about it. I know all about it.
Preach on,
Yeah,
bro.
but it's a we thing. It's a we thing, and I'll be like, hey Joe, man, like I'll give you an example. I just got a phone call. I did something with another client to open up the NFL season. Okay, and I talked to the NFL and I said, hey, what do you think about this idea? And they're like, okay, I never talked to Joey about it. Joey's in Greece. I call him up. I go, yo, dude, what do you think about this? He's like, you like it? I said, I like it. He goes, all right, let's do it. That's how fast it was. And we're going to end up doing it later on in the season out in San Francisco. But it's little things like that make this fun. We sell fun. Joey sells fun. If you're not having fun selling fun, then what are you really doing? And everybody in our business takes it way too serious. Now, granted, we've all missed out on roles. We've all missed out on opportunities. I'll give you one. Wahlberg came to an NSYNC show. Joey hates this story. Mark Wahlberg came to a show, pulls me aside, said, I need to talk to Fatone. He reminds me of a guy back in my high school and this. I'm like, all right, talks to Joey. Joey goes, Mark Wahlberg's got this thing he wants me to do, kind of behind some script thing. I don't know. And Joey had some people read it, and those people were like, I don't really see it really going anywhere. So we kind of dropped it. And then 2 years later, Entourage, HBO, there's the script.
Which guy were you supposed to be?
Turtle.
Look at him. Turtle. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him.
You would have been a great turtle.
Amazing.
Hey.
John Travolta drops off a script, Ladder 49.
Ladder 49.
Joey, I really see you as a firefighter. I see you as a firefighter.
Didn't
Joey's
audition.
Like, didn't audition. But the one thing I'll tell Joey read Big Fat Greek Wedding, loved it because as an Italian guy, he felt connected to the whole family aspect. And he was
Right.
like, this is 10 different cultures in one, not just
It was an
Greek.
independent film, though, too. Who knew it was going to do anything? We're like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Little
Nailed
did
it.
we
Well,
know.
you nailed that one. You nailed that
Yeah,
one.
well, Rob, and Darren, you guys know as directors and producers, we watched the first cut flying to Hawaii, of all things. We watched the first cut, and I'm not laughing at any joke. Like, I'm like, this is terrible. The Windex is stupid. This is dumb. This is stupid. The whole time I'm dumb. I'm shitting on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Joey had some notes, sent them back. And I got to give a lot of credit to Nia. She went and made, and this is the thing that nobody outside of entertainment understands, an edit. One edit could change three scenes in a row.
Yeah, of course.
And then another edit or one word or one. It is really a science behind it. And they made a few adjustments. And next thing you know, I'm laughing at all the jokes and it became what it became. But I think that's an interesting thing for your viewers to hear.
Post production is almost a guaranteed ×3 whatever it took to make the thing, and that's because one little edit can change the tone of a character or a storyline or anything. So you have to be very meticulous. And Nia, that turned out to be a monster hit. I mean, I basically I think put Playtone on the map. I mean, it really did. It became their bank. So they could do all the other projects they ended up doing,
But Joe was supposed to do Platoon too at one point. Remember, Joe? There was a conversation about you being a soldier or something.
No, not Platoon. Band of Brothers.
Oh, my
Brothers.
gosh, yeah.
That was a while ago. I was really young. But
Did you pass on that?
Yeah, passed on a lot of things.
that.
It's funny you say that. I auditioned for Band of Brothers in New York, and I got a call back. I didn't get the part, but it was a good thing I didn't get it because I was still on active duty in the Marines, and they didn't want to let me out. I don't even know what I was thinking. I thought about that the other day. I was like, what if they said, you got the part? I'd be like, oh, great. Well, I can't take it.
Take it. Thank you, though.
But thank you.
That's a young man play.
It was one of those things like, I'll ride this dragon until it kicks me off, I guess, Why not? See where it goes.
So what's next for you, Joey?
Gosh, too many things, which is nice. Just finished up Broadway. I was on there for 6 months. Just finished that up. I was doing a show called And Juliet. Took a vacation where now I'm a little tanner, and then I just colored my beard. If you guys haven't noticed,
no, not even a little.
I didn't notice at all.
No.
Yeah, who are we kidding?
Super natch, dude. You got this.
The second I saw you, I was like, I got to dye my beard. I got to dye this thing. This thing is so bad.
But the thing is, I literally just did it. Once it washes a little, it'll get lighter, and it will do the little salt.
You don't have to defend it, dude.
Yeah, it's
it
gonna
looks
look good.
great.
I'm not defending. I'm just telling you, it looks like shit right now.
See
but,
what you're doing. You don't have to defend.
Yeah.
It's a layer of defense.
It's not a little defensive,
You look
man.
wonderful.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
It looks great. It looks great.
He talked me into doing it about 10 or 12 years ago. He talked me into doing it. And so I went to the store and I called him on the phone. He said, Joey, tell me what to do. I'm mixing the stuff together. I put it on my beard. And me and him
we're talking.
We start talking. And we start talking.
You forgot.
Hold on.
I'm like, brother, you gotta wash that off soon.
He goes, hey, dude, did you wash that off? I go, no, you told me you'd let me know when to wash it off. I didn't leave my house for like 4 days. I had purple. It was purple, and it was
so dark,
blocking on my face. So,
oh my God.
I dyed mine before a high school reunion, and it was jet black. It was raven black, and I went back and I was like, "This is ridiculous." It's so bad, and everybody was fine. Nobody made a big deal about it. Or whatever. There was one guy at the reunion was like, "That's fake," and I go, "No, it's not." I kept playing it off all night. He just wouldn't let it go though. He wanted me to admit. He goes, "That you colored your beard." I was like, "No, I didn't. I don't know what you're. This is totally natural." He was losing his mind because I wouldn't confess to it. It was obvious, but I still wouldn't confess to it because fuck him.
Do you guys dye the top?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, it's gray. No, I don't color it. Fuck that.
No.
Yeah.
It's no.
What year was that? What year was that reunion?
Steve, I did.
It was 2018. It was a while
I'm saying,
ago.
what year was it? 20 year, 30 year? What year?
It was the 30.
40?
30.
Don't say it.
I forget. What's with these probing questions, Joey?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
No, the reason I asked is Joey's coming up on his 30th, and I warned him. I said, hey, man, when you see some people from your 30th, the people who peak too early.
Oh, my God. Dude. You'll see chicks from your high school who were like smoke shows, and they'll come in, you're like,
no, they're just smoke.
Dude, there's a lot of change that happens throughout someone's life.
And there's guys that look exhausted, that you were athletes and in shape.
Yeah.
it's like life has kicked their ass after high school. It's like
you can have a tough 30, or you can have a mild 30, or you can have an easy 30,
dude.
And you wear it. There's nowhere to hide it.
I think though, being in entertainment, being in front of the public, and I think that helps you.
It does.
It helps you. It's vanity to a degree, but it's also like that's your job. You got to kind of look a certain way. So when you go back to these reunions and you see these schlubs who've been behind a desk for 30 years with like the male pattern baldness, the giant gut, you're like, oh, dude, mustard stains. Come on, bro.
Hey, man, I didn't get a couple of plugs to go to Turkey for nothing.
That is a healthy head of hair.
Lettuce, he's got lettuce, bro. He's got lettuce.
It would look like a freaking munchie chi if I didn't do that freaking.
Dude, it looks great.
No,
or you can do this.
You're going to kill it at your 30th. By the way, that's a heck of a high school to go back to. I mean, that reunion is going to be killer.
Oh, you guys should just broadcast it and do all-star performance from all your people.
Funny you say that. We've talked about doing something to where we get all these people, because it really is amazing how many people and different categories. Like even another friend of mine was one of the head editors of Conan O'Brien, this guy Rob Ash. So like all production, all this other stuff, and get him in a room and like do I don't know what, but like almost like a documentary. I've been thinking me and Joe were talking about doing something like that, which would be great.
Yes,
it's a lot of talent.
It's interesting because Rob's from Kansas City, right? And so he started this charity called Big Slick. I'm actually wearing the shirt. I got to participate in this year, and it's all Kansas City dudes: Paul Rudd, Sudeikis, Dave Koechner,
Eric Stone Street, Heidi Gardner.
And so like you guys, they have this group of people from this one area, and there's all this civic pride. Awesome. Yeah, and they do this thing where they raise money for Children's Mercy Hospital. It's insane. If you guys did something like that, I mean, people would.
Yeah, your high school's loaded with talent. You got to do something.
Crazy.
I don't know what it is either, but you got to do something.
100%. 100%.
We just gave you a homework assignment, bro.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
That's what we do. Well, dude, you got. Yep. Wait, you're writing on your hand pad?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. Yeah.
That's your.
Put a pin in there.
Copy that. Yeah, Invisipen.
When I do that, Joe knows exactly to remember.
I know exactly. And that, by the way, that's another thing that's great about Joey. Like we walk down the street, and I feel like I'm being his cheerleader now, but I think it's important. Walk down the street, and some guy will pull him aside and be like, "Hey, dude, I loved you in Big Fat Greek Wedding." And Joey's like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then somebody will "I loved you on Dancing with the Stars." "Oh, thanks, man." "Oh, I loved you on Hannah Montana." "Oh, I loved you on A Practical Jokers." And nobody says anything about NSYNC.
Wow,
and I go,
yeah.
Joey, that's pretty fascinating. If you look at all boy band guys, Michael Jackson, home run, the best ever from a boy band, right? Justin Timberlake, I got to say, is probably number 2 to break from a boy band from a career on his own. Kind of crushed it. Yeah. When you get into 3, 4, 5, Joey's in that conversation.
I think Joey's 3. I mean, I can't think of anybody else. Who's
I don't even want to be number 1. I rather just cruise at 2 and 3.
Smart.
And I'll stay there for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with it.
Dude, that's awesome. You can make some questionable choices at number 3 and still be okay. If you're number 1, you cannot fail. You're not allowed to blow it. Like, look at Justin Timberlake. Look.
And you have done so much too. You've done so much since NSYNC.
It's crazy.
It's awesome. It's really awesome.
For me, it's one of those things where, and I tell everybody too. Thank goodness that the path and the things that I've done, no one's ever looked at me dead in the face and said, "Well, by the way, you suck." And I'm not the greatest at what I do. I'm not saying I'm the man, but anything from I've done, produced videos to directing videos to acting to, whether it be Broadway to television, film. So far in that weird realm, everything and the things that I've done have been successful, which is kind of crazy. Especially again, we're talking about like NSYNC, and then you hear, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You got these 2 monster things that are completely in the opposite directions. You got the greatest romantic comedy of all time at that time, and to one of the biggest bands of all time. It's the craziest. It's weird to be a part of 2 things like that.
You probably don't think about that stuff on a moment by moment basis, but when you do step back, because it sounds like you have on occasion, and you look at the magnitude of NSYNC, the magnitude of some of the things that you've done in film, and like hosting gigs and just being part of these. Really, do you ever look back and kind of by yourself and go, "The fuck is going on with my life?"
Oh yeah, it's a very humbling thing, but it's also like. Holy shit, I did that. Or damn, I forgot I did that.
Yeah, you forgot.
Sometimes
probably
you do that. It's like, oh shit, that's right. Oh my. Or some people do remind me, like, hey, do you remember that you did that? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Oh shit, I did do. Oh my gosh, that's right. We did do ABC. And oh my, it's weird to sometimes think about that. But then, again, when you start really thinking, again, even just random shit in my head that it will be embedded for the rest of my life. Even just random stuff where right now, just thinking about like, for instance, going on tour and seeing other celebrities coming to see your show, but then me going to see other people. Like once I collect guitars and I have signature guitars. And actually, I got one from Panther. I got Lex.
Really?
I got his bass. Still got his bass.
Amazing.
And the thing is, and one of the ones was I always wanted to get like a replica of a 1950 Telecaster to get the Stones to sign. So my old tour manager's like, "Yo, go buy a 1950 Telecaster. Meet me at the Rose Bowl, and I just come by." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I go by. I'm the only one standing there. Stones are doing a little private like event that they're doing that night. They're doing sound check. I go backstage. He literally, each one comes off one by one, signs the guitar, and just walks off. And all of a sudden, I was like, that was it? And Anthony's like, yeah, get out of here. He goes, you have no idea how huge that was, though, but you're welcome.
That's
and I was
amazing.
like, no fucking shit, because it was like one by one, got each guy to fucking sign the guitar. It's in a storage unit, put away, safe and sound.
That's got to be behind 2-inch bulletproof glass.
Yeah, can I have that?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Yes, you heard it here live.
And those things are the craziest. Like those things I remember just weirdly enough, like where you go through these things and you meet people as you know, Rob, and stuff like that. You meet these people that you either they're now your peers, but you looked up to or were like, damn, I really appreciate what that person does. And now you're like, here, I got a little piece of that history. You're kind of like, this is fucking cool.
It is. You're absolutely right. That's so cool. And you were talking earlier about just the career. Like you go, oh, I forgot I did that, and I forgot. You get to a point where you just keep grinding. You get used to. You start out grinding. You never stop grinding. You keep grinding. It becomes almost like a methodology, a mindset where it's like I love the successes. Failures don't bother me anymore. I just keep moving forward constantly like a shark. And I remember I had a conversation one time with Mark Wahlberg, and I was congratulating him, and I said, "Hey, congratulate," because he got nominated for an Oscar for The Fighter, and he was like, "What? Oh yeah." I don't know. He goes, "I'm not even thinking about that." All he wanted to do was talk about the next project he was working on. That was a distant, far history.
It was
for
already
him.
done right.
Yeah, and I'm like, but you have the awards are coming up. I was like, "Are you even going?" He's like, "Yeah, probably. I'll probably, yeah, whatever."
Did he story you?
It was a non-issue for him. He was already on to the next 3 projects.
Yeah,
so,
and it's true, but that's true though. Yeah, I mean, even when we did award shows with MTV, we were all excited, but we were really just all about performing. The minute the performance was done, we weren't even thinking about the awards and what the fuck we were nominated or whatever. We were like, okay, now we got to go back on tour. Like, what's our next thing? Yeah, I mean, it's true.
And I noticed that too in my life or career, and I wonder if you experience it. I wish sometimes maybe I would have enjoyed the moment more, and taken a beat, taking a beat to say, oh yeah, I'm at the MTV Awards and I was nominated for whatever ridiculous thing they nominate you for, those things, and maybe I should enjoy this red carpet, tonight more than I, just take a beat and enjoy it. Because when you do get in that mindset of gotta go, we're moving here, we're cooking with gas, you forget to smell the roses sometimes. And I look back now and I'm like, maybe I should have done that and smelled the roses a little bit more.
And I think that's what we're doing now, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. I start to do that now. Yeah. I tend to really do that. I'm like, hang on, I need a photo, or my brain needs to just see everything that's going on because this is awesome.
Yeah.
And again, and it is true. It's interesting to see now a lot of videos and photos of stuff that I've done in the past, because now I do reflect on it, going, oh yeah, kind of remembering, but I do agree with you on that 100%. Where I wish you would step back and go, okay, let me embrace this moment and enjoy it, because
really soak it in.
It's not gonna last forever.
Yeah. That's the thing.
We say that all the time. I have a picture of myself. This is weird, of myself. That's me as a 6-year-old, because so many times in the middle of a deal, I'll hang up the phone and I'll look at the picture and be like, can you believe we're doing this? It's almost like a trip.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
I know it's so freaky, right? It's kind of arrogant, but it's more of a humbling piece. And Joey you just said about enjoying. The one thing this kid does, we do that. We go to the Kentucky Derby every year. We've gone for 23 years straight. And Joey, award shows, he always brings somebody new. And I say to him all the time, dude, every time we do something, why does this person have to go? He goes, because I want him to experience it. Do you realize how ridiculous the life that we're living is? I kind of caught on to that. And now we bring somebody to every event that's never been out or never been on a plane or whatever it is. We try to bring friends from high school, acquaintances, parents. We try to bring everybody to experience this ridiculous ride that we both feel like.
Feels like you've never been on a private plane before, some of my friends. I'm like, guess what? You're coming. So we're going somewhere.
That's awesome.
It's that kind of stuff. It's great.
That's fantastic. Guys.
I love you guys.
Hey,
This has been awesome.
Forever. I'm sure we can definitely do it again. You let us know.
Dude, you guys,
these things go.
Thank you for coming on, especially last minute.
Yes.
Especially from a plane, and just this. We should definitely do a part 2 because I know that there's a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I've had a smile on my face this entire time. I really have. It's been a joy talking to you guys, and you guys are so forthcoming and you tell great stories, and we just really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
No, appreciate you guys for having us.
Yeah, Joey's always, Rob, he loves you, dude. Anytime
Right back, mutual.
I mean, anytime you guys call, or really not you guys, sorry, Darren. When Rob calls, it's always
when
like.
Rob calls, it's okay. Yeah, when Darren
I get it. Say no more, dude. I get it.
Hey, thanks, guys.
If I were you, I'd be like, no.
It's a funny story with Darren and his group. We met him probably 20 years ago in LA. Joey was out on Dancing with the Stars, and he calls me up and says, "You got to go to this Key Club. You got to see this thing." Midnight. I'm like, I'm not going to that shit. I went, and I became like the biggest groupie on the planet. So.
Both of them come to the shows whenever we're near them.
Yeah.
And it's always awesome.
Yeah.
It's always Joey always gets
But
up.
I'll call like, yo, I'm in Canada. Are you in town? I know you're doing the show. I see you're doing the show. I'm coming to see you.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm in Vegas. Oh, you're there on Monday? All right, cool. I'll be there. I'll see you later.
I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same way. If I'm even if we're in the same region, I'm like, let's try to coordinate so I can see. Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, Stone Street is coming to our show Saturday.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Now, where are you guys? You guys in LA right now, both of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, we're in LA.
Yeah, we're in Orlando. If you guys ever come to Orlando, Joey is the greatest theme park tour guide on the planet. He'll
Fantastic.
Will you dress up like the werewolf?
If you want me to. I still have the
do.
mask, I think, somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope you do.
And this is the last question I'm going to ask you, Joe. Have you dressed as Beetlejuice for Halloween since then, or what would it take for you to become Beetlejuice again?
I haven't done it in years. I thought about it. Actually, at one point, I thought about auditioning for the Broadway. I really did. I was telling Joey, I was like, you know what? I'd probably crush it. He's like, you would. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that shit. So I love what I do now. I love what I do. And I think playing sports at a high level, young, and also being on stage to know what you guys all go through for being on stage, I think it's helped me be a better manager and be a better, because I know that feeling of everybody screaming your name. I know when something feels right on stage or when it doesn't feel right. I know when one little thing can totally throw you off. So I think I got that kind of down. I really like what I'm doing. And he loves what he's doing, and we work well together.
I got to tell you, that is rare to have a manager who was a performer.
Yeah.
And you having that awareness and that knowledge of what it's like, you're about to go on and something goes sideways.
That empathy.
Yeah. I think you're just more equipped to deal with it than a guy who has never performed.
Funny enough, though, too, is at a young age, though, even when it sounds funny saying, and I always joke when he's carrying our bags, but he got to know the five of us better than anybody else and knew exactly what it's like to kind of, even though he didn't really go on stage all the time, he would hear and see us and watch us and see the mannerisms or what's going on, or if something wasn't right or something wasn't, something was a little off. He sensed it. He knew it. He can see it.
He had access that other people didn't.
Yeah.
I think it's the understanding of, like I said, everybody thinks, oh, Rob, just grab a mic, bro. Go crack jokes. Okay. Or hey, man, go play this or go play that. Like people think they can just do it. And you can do it, but there's other stuff that goes through it. And there's also a level once you get to that you want to maintain and do positive and good stuff,
Good quality.
Yeah, good quality. And I think that, like I said, I was an athlete when I was younger. I was going to be drafted. I actually got hurt, and then my career ended. I had 27 college coaches come to my house, give me full scholarship. The minute I got hurt, nobody called me back. It was the greatest lesson at 17 years old anybody could have. Depression, I didn't know what it was then, but I dressed up as a character at Walt Disney World as Goofy, and I fell in love with entertainment. And that's how that kind of path went through. But the point I'm making is I know what you guys go through. I respect the shit out of it, and nobody gets it. They think it's just easy and it's luck. And yeah, some things happen, and yeah, some things line up. And yeah, some people are fortunate, but for the most part, you just got to keep grinding and you got to keep going at it. Because there was a kid last night on the Emmys that I was fascinated with, that he went up there and said, 3 years ago, I was in a drama class, not knowing what I'm doing, and here I am winning an Emmy. And I just thought it was pretty, for that young of a kid to say something like that. We all live like that. Even though you guys are successful, there's still shit that happens on a Friday that on Monday you're like, how did this happen to me?
Yeah.
This is incredible. So anyway, I don't mean to get all deep in shit. I just love what we And you guys are good people.
Yeah.
It's I'm moved. Honestly, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome to hear the stories and to see you guys be such good friends and business partners. And it's very rare.
Oh yeah, I want to kill him sometimes though. Holy
Of course,
shit.
everybody does. I mean, look at him. Look at the face. I get it, man. I get it. All right, boys, we're gonna get going.
Thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Wait, we
My
gotta
pleasure.
wrap it up with them on it. Ready?
Yeah. This has been Rob Riggle
I'm Darren Leader.
for Riggle's Picks. Thank you, Joey and Joey.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
welcome. Thank you guys.
Later.
Woo!